I want to show you another way of approaching oil painting by first starting with an underpainting. So an underpainting is when you're making an inky wash using a base color. In this case, I'm using the raw umber with a lot of terpenoid to just sort of stain your paper. The color does not have to be brown. It could be blue if you know that you're going to be using a lot of warm colors, or it could be a warm color if you know you're using a lot of cool colors. But whatever you do, you're going to put it down and then you're going to wipe away the excess like I just did with a towel. Then, now that you have your stained toned paper, you're going to go ahead and follow the steps of sketching in your sphere or object, just how you did in the other way, and marking in all the different values. Once you've marked in your values, you want to take a paper towel or use your brush with a lot of terpenoid and mark out or carve out any areas of light. So I'm using my brush to apply extra terpenoid to move away the paint, and then I'm using my towel to actually carve out those areas. What you're doing is now creating light, right? So now I'm marking in my highlights and I have the mid-tone already of the toned paper, so it's going to be very easy to establish a full value range once I put in my shadows. So I'll start putting in my shadows right now, but I also want to say that something else I like about this method is that it gets rid of that daunting white canvas and also ensures that you're not going to have white canvas peeping through, which tends to be a common mistake whether you're working in acrylic or oils. Another thing I like about this method is it's a great way to balance out your colors. So I was mentioning how you could do your underpainting with blue or with green or with red, and so when you start doing larger paintings, you very quickly establish how the light is moving through the painting because you've marked out all of your highlights. But second, if you're going to be using a lot of warm colors, you can either get that going with a warm underpainting, or if you want to put a warm underpainting because you know you're going to use cool colors and you want to balance that out, it's also nice to get that going right away too. You'll also notice that I'm applying my paint with a brush here. Now, if you find that you're applying paint too thinly, then go back to using a knife to fight that tendency. But otherwise, I don't have the expectation that you're going to paint with your knife all your life. So I do want you to practice using a brush as well. So for the first one, you definitely want to use a knife to start. But now with this one, use your brush, but still try to have as much paint present on your object as you did with the knife, so you actually have paint to move around. But like I said, if you find yourself being a little skimpy with the paint, or it's just too thin, or if I see you doing that, I'll take away your brush and give you a knife. Continue to add in the background. I'm not going to add in the whole background right now just for the sake of time, and so this video isn't really long, but you'll go ahead and do this as your second study. This process is your second study.